Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Jessica Angelina Hutauruk. Saya akan menjelaskan materi yang ada di mata kuliah Computer Organization and Architecture. Saya akan menjelaskan beberapa contoh dan pengertiannya. Oke, langsung aja balik ke topiknya, yaitu materi pertama, yaitu Introduction to Computer. Pengertian komputer. Computer are tools for humans with a working system that receives input in the form of data, processes the input, and produces output in the form of information. Computer inputs: keyboard, mouse, scanner, and others. Outputs: monitors or other graphics, display, printers, speakers, and others. Processing data is the function where the computer actually does its job, namely manipulating and controlling data from the entire system. Manipulating here is from raw data to a more informative form or information. Storage: hard drive or external storage device. Materi kedua yaitu compilation system. Pengertian programming language. Programming language. A programming language is a language that is a means for humans to communicate with computers. The structured human mind must be structured so that it can communicate with computers. Computers require certainty and correct logic to be able to carry out certain instructions. For this reason, a good and correct algorithm is needed. Pengertian machine language. Machine language is a language that contains machine codes that can only be interpreted directly by a computer machine. Machine language is often also called native code. It really depends on the particular machine. This language is the lowest level language and is in the form of binary code 0 and 1. A collection of instructions in machine language can form microcode, a kind of procedure in machine language. Selanjutnya yaitu pengertian assembly language atau mnemonic code. It is a symbolic form of a machine language, considered to be the first programming language in the form of strings and is easier for humans to understand. Each machine language code has its own symbols in assembly language. Selanjutnya yaitu pengertian high level language. This language is closer to human language. This language also provides many facilities to make programming easier. For example, variables, data types, constants, control structures, loops, functions, procedures, and so on. Materi ketiga yaitu hardware organization or hardware. Pengertian hardware organization atau hardware yaitu computer hardware is all the physical computer and is distinguished by the data that is in it or that operates in it, such as motherboard, power supply, processor, RAM, atau random access memory, hard disk, CD drive, CMOS battery, VGA cards, sound cards, etc. Bus system type. The customer is very important. The customer will be followed by the customer, but now we need some tricks, but now it's clear. Let it be said that the layer must be in to decorate in the sky before Eros but Porta X11 and bus system type. Bus system type di sini ada dua ya, yaitu decided bus atau multiplexed bus. Saya akan menjelaskan decided bus, yaitu a decided bus is a bus that specifically transmits certain data only. This bus has the advantage of requiring a lot of channels. Selanjutnya multiplex bus. Pengertiannya yaitu a multiplex bus is a bus that transmits data through different information, be it data, address, and control signals in a multiplex manner. The advantage of this bus is that it does not require many channels, but it also has weakness, namely low speed and the need for complex mechanisms to reduce multiplex data. Materi keempat yaitu performance issues. Pengertian instruction execution rate. A processor is driven by a clock with a constant frequency f or equivalently a constant cycle time t where t equals 1 or f. Define the instruction count LC for a program as the number of machine instructions executed for the program until it runs to completion or for some definite time interval. Note that this is the number of instruction executions, not the number of instructions in the object code the program. The processor time, the time to transfer depends on the memory cycle time, which may be greater than the processor cycle time. The 5 performance factors in the preceding equation, LC, P, M, K, T, are influenced by 4 system attributes. 1. The design of the instruction set, or known as instruction set architecture. 2. Compiler technology, or how effective the compiler is in producing an efficient machine language program from a high-level language program. 3. Processor implementation. 4. Cache and memory hierarchy. Materi kelima yaitu a top-level view of the computer function and interconnection. Computer components. Contemporary computer designs are based on concepts developed by John Neumann at the Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton, referred to as von Neumann architecture, and is based on 3 key concepts. First, data and instruction are stored in a single read-write memory. The content of this memory are addressable by location without regard to the type of data contained there. Third, execution occurs in a sequential fashion. Fetch cycle. At the beginning of each instruction cycle, the processor fetches an instruction from memory. The program counter PC holds the address of the instruction to be fetched next. The processor increments the PC after each instruction fetch so that it will fetch the next instruction in sequence. The first instruction is loaded into the instruction register or IR. The processor interprets the instruction and performs the required action. Interrupt cycle. Added to instruction cycle. Processor checks for interrupt indicated by an interrupt signal. If no interruption, fetch the next instruction. If interrupt pending, suspend execution of the current program. Save context. Set PC to start address for interrupt handler routine. Process interrupt, restore context, and continue the interrupt program. A sub-level view of the computer function and interconnection. Databus. Data lines that provide a path for moving data among system modules may consist of 30 to 64, 128 or more separate lines. The number of lines is referred to as the width of the databus. The number of lines determines how many bits can be transferred at a time. The width of the databus is a key factor in determining overall system performance. Address bus. Use to design the source or destination of the data on the databus. If the processor wishes to read a word of data from memory, it puts the address of the desired word on the address lines, which determines the maximum possible memory capacity of the system. Also used to address A or O ports. The higher order bits are used to select a particular module on the bus, and the lower order bits select a memory location or A or O port within the module. Control bus. First, used to control the access on the use of the data and address line. Because the data and address line are shared by all components, there must be a means of controlling their use. Control signal transmit both command and timing information among system modules. Timing signals indicate the validity of data and address information. The memory hierarchy, locality, and performance. Memory. Memory is the part of the computer where programs and data are stored. The term store or storage refers to memory, although the word storage is often used to refer to disk storage, a place for information read and written. Various types, technologies, organizations, performance, and prices. Memory parameters. There are 4 important parameters that are considered in choosing a memory. First, capacity. Memory can be viewed as a storage unit containing a number of locations, each of which stores with number of bits. Speed. The memory speed is measured in terms of 2 parameters: access time, data, and cycle time, DC. Latency. The access time for the first access in a series of access. Bandwidth, the data transfer rate by the memory. It is expressed as the number of bytes per second. Bit and byte. Bit and byte bagi yaitu bit, base unit of memory, binary digit, consists of the numbers 0 and 1. Kalau byte yaitu 1 byte equals 8 bit. 1 kilobyte equals 1024 bit. Characteristic of memory system. Location refers to whether memory is internal or external to the computer. Internal memory is often equated with main memory. Processor requires its own local memory in the form of registers. Cache is another form of internal memory. External memory consists of the peripheral storage devices that are accessible to the processor via I/O controlled capacity. Memory is typically expressed in terms of bytes. Cache memory. There are four important parameters that are considered in causing a memory. Yang pertama, the use of three levels exploits the fact that semiconductors memory come in a variety of types which differ in speed and cost. 2. Data are stored more permanently on externally mass storage devices. 3. External non-volatile memory is also referred to as secondary memory or auxiliary memory. 4. Discharge. 5. A portion of memory can be used as a buffer to hold data temporarily that is to be read out to disk. A few large transfer of data can be used instead of many small transfer of data. Data can be retrieved rapidly from the software cache rather than slowly from the disk. Cache. Small amount of fast memory sits between normal memory and CPU. Maybe look at any CPU chip or model. High-speed secondary data storage mechanisms used to store frequently accessed data or instruction. Cache provided memory speed closer to the fastest available memory and at the same time provides large memory capacity at a lower price than other types of semiconductor memory. Why cache? Accelerates working memory so that it approaches processor speed. Memory is larger is a capacity but slower to operate, while cache memory is small but faster. Memory cache contains copies of memory. Cache memory is designed to combine the memory access time of expensive, high-speed memory combined with the large memory size of less expensive, lower-speed memory. Internal memory. RAM, random access memory. Random access devices allow stored directly accessible data in random order. RAM technology is divided into technologies: dynamic RAM atau DRAM, static RAM atau SRAM, synchronous DRAM atau SDRAM. As it is in synchronous with asynchrous clock address in present to RAM finds data CPU with in conventional RAM. Since SDRAM move data in time with the system clock, the CPU knows when data will be ready. CPU does not have to wait, it can do something else. A burst mode allows SDRAM to set upstream of data and fire it out in bulk. SDRAM sends data twice per clock cycle, leading and trailing edge. Change DRM. Yang pertama Mitsubishi, yang kedua integrate small SRAM change 16 KB into generic DRM chip used as true cache 64-bit lines, effective or binary random access. Mitsubishi integrates small SRM cache 16 KB onto generic DRM chip used as true cache. Refresh the bitmap bit screen CDRAM and prefers data from DRAM into SRAM buffer subsequent access solely to SRAM. Baik, terima kasih. Itu materi yang saya presentasikan di mata kuliah organisasi ini. Semoga bisa dipahami dan semoga bisa diterima. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.